I think the officer made the point I was just making earlier. What he said was they turn over the names to ICE. I used to turn them over to the Immigration and Naturalization Service, and nobody is deported. As I said, I had 400,000 illegal immigrants. The best year they ever had for deportations was 2000. I figured out I was stuck with 398,000. It's like simple arithmetic. So the reality is that we do have to stop illegal immigrants from coming in at our borders. It is a national priority. And a physical fence isn't going to do the whole thing. We need a technological fence. We need photographic equipment, heat-seeking equipment, motion detection equipment. It all exists. It didn't exist 10 years ago, didn't exist 20 years ago. It exists today. Other countries do it. And we need a tamper-proof single ID card for every single person who's in this country from a foreign country. And if we can secure our borders, end illegal immigration, we will then be able to do what Governor Huckabee is talking about with legal immigrants. We want to encourage legal immigration, and we want to end illegal immigration.
Senator McCain.
And it is a very, very sensible policy. Most countries accomplish it. Most countries do not allow you to walk in without identifying yourself.
Senator McCain, the same question to you. How do you not call the circumstances the officer described as an amnesty?
Well, because amnesty, according to the dictionary, is forgiveness. The proposal that we had would require fines, would require back in the line, would require deportation for some. It would require others to go back to the country of their origin. It would require an enormous amount before anyone, as long as 13 years, could even be eligible for citizenship in this country. There's 12 million people who are here illegally. We were trying to find a way to identify, track, deport those necessary, and those who have been here for some 40 or 50 years, then give them, after everybody else who's come here legally, a place in line behind everybody else. It was a comprehensive proposal. I was in Baghdad over the 4th of July, and I was present at a ceremony where 688 brave young Americans re-enlisted. 128 brave young Americans who were green card holders were given citizenship in this country. 2 of them that were supposed to be there had sacrificed their lives prior to that. These people are brave, they're wonderful, and they want to be citizens of this country, and I'm proud of them.
Governor Romney, I've seen you itching to get in on this. Let me just give you just a quick answer here.
First of all, the Z visa that was offered in that Senate bill let everybody who's here illegally, other than criminals, stay here for the rest of their life. And that may not be technically amnesty, but it is certainly amnesty. In fact, I was at the San Diego border and met with our Border Patrol agents. They told me that more than half of those that try and come across those fences are able to do so. They said there's no way to stop them at the border unless you close down the magnets. And the magnets are sanctuary cities and having employers sign people up that have come here illegally to do work here. You have to end sanctuary cities. You have to cut back on federal funding to cities that continue to call themselves sanctuary cities and welcome people in, as New York has done. And you have to say to employers that hire people illegally, that's also going to be sanctioned. This is the way we're going to have to finally end it. And the other key point is this, which is having amnesty and saying to individuals, as the mayor has said, if you come here and you're willing to work here and pay taxes, we'll sign you up. That's not the right message. We've got to enforce the law, welcoming legal immigration, but ending illegal immigration.
Thank you, Governor. Senator Brownback, I know you're itching to get in this. You're in the next round. We'll come to you in a moment. Please bear with us. Wendell Golder has the next round of questions. Wendell?
Gentlemen, I want to talk to you about family values, and Senator Brownback, you're itching for a question. I have one for you. Your colleague, Senator Larry Craig of Idaho, is making it difficult for the Republican Party to claim to be the party of family values. Now, I know that as his friend, you may forgive him. Can you expect voters to do the same? And what do you say to Senator Craig's second thoughts about resigning?
Well, I'd say on his second thoughts, he's already pulled that trigger. And he's decided what he's going to do, and I think he needs to stick with that. And this is a terrible situation, the factual setting on it. What I think is good about it is that he's taking responsibility in the sense of resigning from office, and I think he ought to stick with that. What I think was also good about it, for as far as the Republican Party leadership saying, we think we ought to get to the bottom of this, that we shouldn't hide people, we should put it in an ethics process, and that there's a process to do that. But let me back up and to talk about the bigger picture. I think it is important that the party stand for family values. I'm running saying that the lead thing we need to do is rebuild the family in this country. And I think we need to be clear about our efforts and willingness to do that. And If we're going to solve problems of education, crime, what's taking place in some of our areas where we're not getting the growth, we've got to rebuild the family. That's at the core of what we need to do, and we shouldn't walk away from family values for fear that instances like this happen within our party. We should be bolder about standing up for family, and that family's important for us, and it's important for America.
Congressman Hunter, another email question for you. Scott Baker of Boise, Idaho says, for the sake of the GOP, should Larry Craig resign immediately?
Yeah, I think he should, and I think he ought to stick with this, with the commitment that he made. And you know, that's one thing about our party. When our guys have problems like this, they leave. They leave the Senate or they leave the House. When the Democrats have problems like this, they often make them chairman of their respective committees. And Wendell, let me